Brace yourselves for a shockwave in the world of celebrity couples. Bobbi Althoff, the TikTok sensation-turned-podcast host, is facing a divorce filing from her husband, Corey Althoff. After 4 years of marital bliss, Corey cites irreconcilable differences as the reason behind this sudden move. The couple shares 2 daughters, and Corey is stepping up by seeking joint physical and legal custody. Notably, he's asked the court to keep spousal support off the table for both parties. Bobbi, known for her The Really Good podcast, and Corey, a senior executive at CompTIA, have been quite a power duo. Despite Bobbi's preference for keeping her personal life under wraps, Corey has made appearances on her social media. The question on everyone's mind is, did her recent meeting with Drake have anything to do with the split? What are your thoughts?
But I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not.
Everywhere you go, you're an anomaly. You're the original anomaly. And all this time, I have been the only one holding it all together.
Miguel, go easy on him.
You don't belong here. You never did. Has no idea what he's doing.
And I'm about to do this. Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
War isn't a game, girl.
That's funny. Soldier 76 said the same thing.
You spend your second chance at life walking a lonely road. No one cares, monk. Someone always cares. You must simply seek them out. I shouldn't be surprised you took his side.
You never gave me much choice. Wanna know what Martina's been up to?
Not interested.
That's not what my tracker says.
Are you ever tempted to contact your wife?
No.
Afraid she would try to kill you?
I'd be surprised if she didn't.
Your body seems to be adapting well to the changes, Gabriel.
This is what you call well.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Tonight's video is going to be about the Bobbi Althoff effect. And I have a theory with this that applies to both men and women, but especially women. If you're with a woman that suddenly makes a lot more money than you, gains a higher status than you, she just might leave you or start treating you disrespectfully. Now, will all women do this? No. I'm guessing maybe 70% will do that. I don't think every woman will shift in that way, but I believe because of the gender roles of how we are indoctrinated to a degree, and also it's just how it is, men have a role and women have a role. Now, women kind of broke a lot of their shackles off, except for maybe the things that they are attracted to. But as far as being put in the box that they should just be home and cleaning and doing those types of things, they now have a choice. And that's why I believe feminism really was. There's some women that wanted to do something different or wanted their life to be more than just that. Now that I get. Now, in this day and age, men are feeling the same kind of way. And of course, women, and of course, some men do not like that because men now, they don't want to have a family. They don't want to get married. They don't want to go to college. They might just want to play video games. They might want to just live a simple life. There's a video that I'm going to do about men that have given up in the rat race in impressing women. I believe a lot of this has to do with what they have been hearing women say. That's what shifted things for me. Because before, I wasn't sure exactly how all women felt. I just had to go by what I was seeing. And with some nationalities of women, I was seeing their best side, and I was not seeing all the dirt and grime that I knew that was there. Of course, I was not dealing with a lot of women in romantic situations. Men that deal with women, a lot of women, in a romantic way, a lot of times I think they'll get a tainted look of how women are. And of course, these are your Chaz and Tyrones, players, sports athletes, those types of men that attract a lot of women. Now, of course, they attract a lot of the same types of women. But now we get to, what if a woman becomes huge on TikTok, becomes a huge podcaster, gets big in the field, and kind of leaves their man behind because he can't keep up because the field that she's in or the thing that she latched on to decided to blow up. Now, men do ditch women too, not at the same clip, but I've always heard that saying that a med student will have a girlfriend while in college, and then once he becomes a doctor, he will get a new girlfriend or definitely start cheating. I think for women, they are no better with this, and depending on their character, how they was raised, because there are some women that won't give in to that temptation or the chatter from people saying things about them. And this is a thing that a lot of men don't talk about, probably from shame, and women don't get, because women will say, oh, a man can't handle a strong, independent woman, or a woman that's making more money than probably him. But to be honest, most women will not deal with a man that she's making more money than him, because I guess she'll feel she's paying more of the bills and she's becoming the man. And that's the one thing that's off-putting to the possibility of women becoming more financially, a woman becoming more successful financially than a man. Will she be able to date down? And most women, especially certain nationalities of women, will not be able to do that. So I have a couple clips here that will prove this point, that even if the woman has a good relationship and the guy's not abusing her or cheating on her, those types of things, if she gets new attention from, I guess, men she's more attracted to, I'm not even getting to the thing if she gets poor, but if she becomes more, she gains more money, she's probably going to leave that guy. So let's begin.
Poarch is worth $12 million, but now in one move, she's going to lose half of her money. How this happened was Bella revealed she was secretly married to her boyfriend Tyler for the last 3 years.
Imagine this frickin' roller coaster that this dude is on. His wife just gets astronomically famous on TikTok and all other social media just from lip syncing videos, and doing weird faces like that. Then she gets into the music industry, cheats on him with Tyga multiple times. So that's all devastating. And then, she wants a divorce and everything, but she didn't sign a prenup, and state law in California is 50-50 if there's no prenup. So this dude went from a normal marriage to his girlfriend being like an internet superstar to her cheating on him, and then now he's got like $6 million that he could get in the bank. A win is a win, boys. A win is a win.
Got him. We fucking got him.
Now, first of all, how the fuck did she make 12 million from doing things like this?
Sam to the beat, bang.
Now, if it is true and she really did cheat and he can get $6 million, then he should take it. Because we all know if it was the other way around that she'd be getting the same or more.
Wow. $12 million doing that. Look, as men, we can hate on it, but if men, and a lot of that money is coming from men, if they want to pay for a woman doing that, that's on them. That's kind of on us. Not on us individually, but as a whole. Same thing with the OnlyFans. That's why I don't hate OnlyFans models or Instagram models, because if the dudes, that's a business because the dudes are paying money into it. But getting back, she got that new attention and then she cheated on that dude. Now, I don't know how the dude was. And see, this is why I say, when you are having interactions with the opposite gender, and you start having problems in your relationship, and you start running to other people, other men or other women, and mostly women do this particular thing, but yes, sometimes men do it, but running to other people of the other gender, telling them your relationship stuff, and then you start catching feelings and spending too much time. And of course, because you running in different circles, you find either these people more attractive, or who knows, maybe this new person that you meet is a better match for you. I wonder if Tyga and Poarch is still together. Thing is, they don't always cover when women do this type of thing. And this is one of those rare exceptions that if the woman makes more money and she cheats and she decides to leave, she's going to have to pay him. So, and once again, white dudes are usually the ones that can get in that position to do that type of thing. Because those are any women that usually is paying their men is usually white men. Except in the case of, what's her name? I forget that black singer's name. That's going to bother me. I have another short story here. And this is one that the woman recently did, and that I cannot pronounce that creator's name. He did this bit on this woman that recently left her husband, and she started blowing up on TikTok. See what I mean? Is numerous cases of that type of stuff happening. See, the way that the marriage laws is, a man will usually think twice. And I'm not saying he may not cheat, but he's going to think twice of just leaving his wife. Now, of course, though, there are men that will leave their wife, but is not too many that will leave, especially if they have kids, that will just leave the wife for another woman just out of the blue. And there's nothing wrong with the relationship. If anything, it will be women that do this. And this is, again, why I think if you find out you're not that woman says that, oh, you wasn't my type, you kind of grew on me, that type of stuff, the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. Let's get to that last video.
For 10 years, I'm choosing divorce. Firstly, hi, my name's Leah. I have 2 boys and I was months away from 10 whole years of marriage. I do want to briefly say I started social media 2.5 years ago, accidentally, and people are like, no, nothing's accidental. No, it isn't. I posted it to my friends, it went viral. I chose to run with it, okay?
Right.
Since then, I've shared lots of things with you guys. You've even seen me grow my family on the internet with my last baby, Jedi.
And now we're watching you destroy it right in front of our eyes.
Social media is a career. When choosing to walk away from my marriage, I constantly wrestled with the idea of how am I going to share it? Will I share it at all? Will I do the thing where no one talks about it and then just moves on and deletes every comment that suggests otherwise? Do I just stay silent? Or do I just own it? And although I've shared many things across the years, I have made it absolutely known that this will be nothing more than authentic. I won't do anything that isn't true or factual. So although I'll get ready with you, I'll share a good OTD, I'm really sharing my life, my honest truth, my reality, and I just had a feeling that the world would behave the way it behaved when a woman said, no, I don't want this anymore. Because apparently, as women, we can't say that. We shouldn't say that.
If we're not being abused or no one's putting their hands on us, she says, then you're supposed to stay. So we can go ahead and cross off those reasons so far.
No matter how you feel, stay there. That is the way that society thinks. And I just hate that. So I've chosen to share it and empower anyone else who feels like me. But also, let's make it a norm. I'm not normalising divorce. I'm normalising choosing yourself and your happiness over a marriage just because marriage is okay in society. Like, stop. So I'm owning it. I've owned it. I'm getting a divorce. It doesn't matter what you say in the comments. And on my last post, everybody took the three words of three lines I wrote and ran with it. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that lots of them who ran with it aren't even married because they can't understand, they won't understand, and that's okay. But as a married woman of almost 10 years, soon to be divorced, I can tell you, marriage, good or bad, till death do us part, right?
That's what you said at your vows. I guarantee you that she had vows. And it's either, and I've said this a bunch of times, man, it's either people need to start changing their vows and just be honest. I'm not even kidding when I say this. I really do mean this. If you're somebody who says, if I'm ever unhappy enough, I will divorce you, then that needs to be said. I think that needs to be said. So that the man usually can now think to himself, because divorce is initiated like a 70 to 80% rate by modern women, he could think to himself, it's already a dangerous decision to get married in our modern day, but he can really think to himself, I knew I was crazy to want to pursue this venture in today's modern day, but how crazy am I really? Now, I don't think I'm this crazy, right?
That's what we should do. No.
See, to any women watching this, in the past, when I used to hear about men not wanting to get married, it was fed to me that they just wanted to be playboys. They didn't want to be responsible. I mean, what is the incentive really to get married? Hearing women talk like this. And of course, there will be women say, well, I don't think like that, or I'm not like that, and maybe you are not. But there's too many that come online saying this type of stuff. And I always notice that when a lot of women drop this particular bomb, and look, sometimes I know there are men, because it's like a 10 or 20% that the men leave first. When women get sucker punched and get divorced, yeah, I figure they do take it hard as well. But for the women, that 80 to 90% that decide to just leave their man because they want something different, they want something better, they are bored. What is that saying for the younger generations of men that will get married one day and then get divorced? Yeah, a lot of women can look at divorce as, okay, well, it's not that bad, life not ruined. For a man, it is. It takes you, if you have a decent amount of money, unless if you are broken in and out of jail or something, that's totally different. But if you have a decent amount of money and you have a good career, it can take you 3 to 5 to maybe 10 years to totally recover from a divorce, depending on how much you put in and how long y'all stay together because of the things that you lose. Now, of course, I know I'm talking to women that don't care or they don't look at it that way. But for men, you really need to think if you want to take a chance on your woman doing this type of shit right here.
No, stop it now. In time, I eventually will speak about my entire situation, my entire marriage, but more. There's more things I've experienced that I've shared online that people relate to, like toxic relationships with their parents, all of it. I do want to talk about it because I'm not ashamed of it, but I'm aware there's another person involved. He's not really a social media guy, and he also has a life to live too. And let's be real, we also want him to get remarried again. I will not be the reason why that man's single, okay? So we're going to just wait our time until we tell the full story. But for now, you cannot pour from an empty cup, and your cup won't be refilled out of thin air. It doesn't. You have to make a change, or you'll find yourself taking from other people's cups around you. Secondly, not all divorces mean that you're running away with the children and this father is not going to see them anymore. Like, can we just stop? Like, because I'm choosing to separate from you emotionally, mentally, legally, that doesn't mean my kids are doing the same.
It's very obvious, if you guys haven't caught on already, that this woman has truly no real reason for her to be divorcing her husband. And you might be saying, Shisha, how do you know that? Because she's a social media chick. If she had a real reason, she would have mentioned it. She already said at the beginning, like, hey, he's not putting his hands on me. There's no abuse. Do you think if he was somebody who was a chronic cheater, people work on cheating all the time, that she wouldn't have gotten on here and said it? Do you think that if he didn't put his hands on her in some form or fashion, then she wouldn't have gotten on here and led with that to get more clicks and views? She would have definitely done that. She did this because she could not stick to her vows. She was probably unhappy and was feeling sad and thought that divorcing a husband will put her in a better position. And there's also another thing I want to also point out here, which might be a possibility to what led to her divorce. Notice how she said, I didn't even plan to get into social media, but I did. And a video took off. And ever since then, it looks like she might be doing this full time. There's a study that talks about how women who are on the fence when it comes to divorce and leaving their marriage, when they get some sort of promotion and they're making more money, that usually is a push or motivation from them to go ahead and finalize their divorce or begin initiating that divorce. It encourages a lot of women who stumble on some type of success to divorce their husband. Now, what this doesn't mean is every woman who gets a promotion or becomes successful is going to divorce her husband. The study I remember in particular was just addressing women who are on the fence. Let me talk to Miss Coffee here. We can get some clarification on that. I'm sure she can give us some insight real quick in a second. Miss Coffee, what can you tell me about the study about women who get a promotion at jobs, maybe promoted to a CEO or make more money, and their increased probability for divorcing their husbands?
Yes, hun. There is a study that delves into this topic. The research, titled All the Single Ladies, Job Promotions and the Durability of Marriage by Ole Folke and Johanna Rickney, published in the American Economic Journal, found that women who receive promotions to top positions, such as CEO roles, experience a significant increase in the likelihood of divorce. Specifically, the study observed that the divorce rate for women doubles following such promotions, whereas men in similar positions do not experience a comparable increase in divorce rates. Reddit +6 American Economic Association +6 Leitner.yale.edu 6. The study suggests that this disparity may be influenced by traditional gender norms and expectations within marriages. In many cases, the shift in economic and social roles following a woman's promotion can lead to increased stress and friction in the relationship, particularly in couples with more traditional views on gender roles. Reddit Beebs Law. It's important to note that these findings highlight broader societal dynamics and challenges that women may face when ascending to high-ranking positions. Addressing these issues requires a nuanced understanding of both workplace and familial structures.
Now, don't forget, guys, that while Miss Coffee is great, there are definitely even hints of Lipton in her responses. once in a while, right? What that type of a study and articles who are going to translate that want you to believe it's like, oh yeah, once she makes more money, there's friction because the man can't handle the fact that the woman is making more money. No, because I can guarantee you the person who initiates those divorces in those cases is the woman.
People are mad to suggest otherwise, really, seriously. So yeah, I'm due to be divorced. I don't regret my marriage, and I don't regret asking for the divorce. The only regret I have is not choosing myself sooner, and I'll stand on that, regardless of the comments. So yeah, I have no plan. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I do know that I'll share all of what I can with you because there's no shame in choosing yourself, for goodness sake.
I couldn't listen to her no more. You can see the rest of his video. I think it's about 2 or 3 more minutes. But I wanted to stop right there because she was saying, for the first time, I chose myself. For the love of God, choose yourself. Okay. I'm going to tell men now because a lot of women are on that energy. I don't know if it's your woman. I pray that is not your woman. But a woman that's saying that all of a sudden out of the blue about I want to choose me now. For men, start choosing yourself. So if you don't want to do certain things, you don't want to jump through hoops, you don't want to be on the dating carousel, you don't want to be putting an effort to be a CEO or owner of the company, and then in the happenstance that the woman that you are with, at first she's below you, and then she becomes a mega star, or she gets the inkling that she's going to excel above you, and then she wants a divorce now, and she's like, I want to choose myself now. Just let her go, but do not get yourself in that type of situation again. Look, I'm pretty sure that woman, if you was to meet her, she's a nice person. She's probably a cool friend, somebody awesome to hang out with. But you do not marry a woman like this. You do not. And the thing is, you don't know. But I will say, once a woman like this hits those milestones and she gets extra incentive because her life starts to excel, she's going to do you dirty. Because, as she say, she's going to choose herself. So why should a man keep choosing everybody else or sacrificing, not doing what he wants to do? And I'm talking about the hardworking men, the good men, the men that's trying to do the right thing, and you just happen to be with a woman that gets some spotlight, or she gets a promotion, or she gets a opportunity. Now, I will preface this by saying not all women will do this, but do you know your woman? Do you know that she may not do this to you? Now, if you have any doubts in your mind, I would not walk that out like Ric Flair. I would not do it. And especially with the kids. As a man, you have to be very careful of the woman that you have kids with. I know we want intimacy, and I know a lot of us is not going to do the vasectomy thing because just scares me to do that. But at the same time, I don't want to be catching anything, so I usually use protection 99% of the time. It was only when I was trying to get the woman pregnant that I didn't do it, but most of the time I am being safe. So that's something that, as a man, you need to really start thinking, because look, I don't know the dynamics of their relationship. Maybe it was a thing that perhaps she was doing things to sacrifice for the family. But the fact that she was able to do the TikTok thing, because I'm pretty sure he was like, he didn't try to impede her. He didn't say, oh, you can't do that. I only understand this sometime when a woman is in a straitjacket and that man doesn't let her do things that she is passionate about or things that she was doing before he met her, whether it was performing, dancing, that type of stuff right there. I don't believe somebody should come into your life and stop you from doing, unless if it's self-destructive, stop you from doing something that makes you happy. But when you are in a relationship and then all of a sudden they want to change the game, change the board, and start doing something such as your woman all of a sudden wants to do OnlyFans or she wants to do TikTok, which I think TikTok is harmless, but what if she blows up? And if she blows up, she's going to blow the relationship up. At least majority of the women will. So that's not looking good. So yeah, this is going to be one of those videos that I say, if you don't know the woman well, and even if you've been dating her or spending time with her for a good year or so, if you see certain things in her that she might do something like this, do not take that chance. And of course, I know a lot of times as men, we don't know, or either because we've been told to accept or look over deficiencies that we see in the women that we may be choosing. Of course, if she's a night walker or something really obvious, but what about those subtle things? What about those things of being selfish? What about those things of not being accountable or always blaming everybody else but themselves? Those things will come back to bite you in the ass. That's it. Give me a like and subscribe. Fellas, you be safe out there. Women, do better.
Previously on Star Trek. Somebody locked Kirk in the dryer. He was in there spinning for hours. Who put him in there? Khan, a genetically enhanced superhuman thawed out from the 90s. He could open any door and kill any man with one punch. Dead. Kirk tried to get him with knockout gas, but Khan was genetically engineered to know how to cover his mouth and run out the room. Dead. Khan could push buttons and turn switches on any operating system. Windows, Mac, Starfleet, don't matter. He could hide behind walls with ease. Kirk didn't even see him coming. Khan grabbed the phaser and balled it up like trash. An alarm went off. Kirk went to work. Run and jump kick, double fist blows, scissor kick, neck leg takedown. Khan was unfazed. I'm 5 times the man you are, Kirk. Oh yeah? We'll take 5 of these. That was Khan's weakness. Repeated blows from a plastic pipe.
Dollar bills, keep you falling from me. I love the way it feels, boss. Some money, dropping on my money. Drop some money on a sister, yummy, yeah. Drinking, right at buy the things I like. Buy, stopping in my ass tonight. Some money, dropping on my money.